Master of Peace is a roguelike deck building game, but is it a masterpiece? The main gameplay combat loop is that you've got your mercenaries and they have to go on a square and they will only attack the square in front. You cannot move them left to right. So if there's an enemy on one square, you're gonna want to put one of your friendly troops on the opposite square so they combat each other. If they don't do that, then one of them is going to attack your flag or you're going to attack their flag if there's nobody interfering with this. Every enemy has a sword icon for the attack damage and also how much health they have currently. And so do your troops. Your troops, you can see how much swords, how much attack, I'm just going to say attack damage they have and health. And you can match these up to equal, so obviously if it's a low HP character, you're not going to need your strongest troop to attack them. And at the end of it, your real main focus is only to attack their flag and destroy their flag. You don't need to kill all the enemies, just try and focus their flag. Now, to split up the gameplay, there's a lot to do outside of the gameplay, actually a crazy amount, because I felt on my run, I didn't even do combat that many times compared to all the other things I was doing. So you can train up your troops. You can place one troop and it will train them. It will give them more attack damage, for example. And you can do this with any troops you get to select them. And there's a lot more too. You can have shops. You can have these, I'm going to call them libraries, but they're probably not called libraries. You can have these book places where it will give you 2 books. You can actually pick them both, but some of them will be good with a negative and others will just be good to pick up. You can also get stuff and buy stuff to help you actually in the battle itself other than your mercenaries. I had a thing where I could slash them and it would take some of their health away. Not enough to kill anyone, but enough to get them weak, so I only needed a weak troop to combat them rather than putting up a big bulky troop. I could save that for somebody else. In the game itself, there will be 120 plus types of mercenaries, 60 types of relics, 14 types of building events, and 400 card events. That is insane replayability. These card events, by the way, are sometimes you can recruit people, it is random, sometimes you can just get your troops healed up a little bit or should I say have more maximum HP and stuff like that. So the replay value here is crazy. I didn't know about this replay value until now. That is mental. There's actually so much to do outside of combat. It's not one of those games where it's a combat tile followed by a combat tile followed by maybe another combat tile, then a shop, and then you got to repeat it all over again. There's a lot to do outside. You can train up your troops like I said, and you get different books, you can get different relics, all of it. So it's not just combat, and I appreciate that so much, because most of these roguelike games is just combat after combat, and here the main focus is combat, but there's a lot to do in between combat sessions, which is really amazing. But what's all this replayability worth if the game just isn't fun to play? Is this game fun to play? Yeah, of course it's fun to play. This game's really fun to play, and the strategies involved in this game, in the combat more specifically, is not super in-depth. You are going to pick it up within the first 10 minutes, but it is fun to do repeatedly because these enemies that you're fighting are on different tiles and you've got to strategize equally to that, and they're also different enemies. They have different attack damage, they have different health, and you've got to alter this with your relics. I think they are. Is it relics? I don't know. You can just slash them and get the health flower, for example, and do these different abilities to them, which changes up massively. I had a relic, for example, I think they're called relics, the books on the right, I think they're the relics. I had a relic, for example, that would let me place 2 mercenaries down in 1 turn. That is OP, and it changes it up so much and it gives you a win basically. It's really good, but you can only really use that, or you're only really gonna want to use that, is when you're in a sticky situation and they're placing troops down faster than you've placed your troops down, so they're always hitting your flag. That's when that card's really useful. If this game at all appeals to you, go and wishlist it. The links are down below, or just search the game up in Steam. It has a demo. I'm currently playing the demo right now. The game is set to release in 2025 at some point in time. And this isn't just a normal roguelike. I've played so many roguelikes, even from popular publishers like Devolver Digital and stuff like this, and they are fun to play, but it's just combat after combat after combat, maybe a shop, a combat, and it's just the same, let's be honest. This is completely different from those, and this is why I love this game so much, or at least the demo, because it shows light in something, in a genre that's so saturated with lots of lots of repetitive games, and this game I'm not saying isn't going to get repetitive after 400 hours. I don't know, because I haven't been there. This is just the demo, but from what I can tell, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game that's not just combat, and I think that's really going to make this game interesting. That makes it so appealing for me personally, let's just say that. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Thanks for your time, more importantly, and goodbye.